Are you thinking about selling your Los Angeles home? Or maybe your home is already on the market and you're feeling disappointed, confused, or frustrated. If so, trust me, you're not alone. There are so many homeowners across the country and here in the state of California right now who are in the same position as you. So the market has shifted, right? And it's left so many sellers wondering, why isn't my house moving as quickly as it would a year or two ago? And that's exactly what I'm going to cover today in this video. I'll explain what's happening in the housing market, how it's affecting sellers, and what you can do right now to move forward with clarity and confidence. So, if you're planning to sell, or you're already on the market right now, keep watching because this could save you time, money, energy, and stress. All right, so let's begin with the most important thing you need to understand right now. The market has changed here in Los Angeles when it comes to the Southern California real estate market. It's slowed down significantly. Here are the facts right now. Only 18 homes on the market are closing at their asking price. That's a drop from 27% just 1 year ago. And although 60% of the homes are going under contract within 30 days, that's also down from 68% a year ago. So that means that the pace is slowing, even though things aren't dead. So it's just a cooler market right now. Buyers are hesitating more, affordability is lower, mortgage rates are higher, and inventory is building. So gone are the days buyers lining up with multiple offers over just basically the moment you list the home. That's not happening anymore. It's not 2021 or 2022 anymore. So today's market really rewards the sellers who are smart with pricing, they're flexible with negotiations, and intentional with presentation. Of those three elements that I just mentioned, the most important by far is strategic pricing. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Scott's a real estate agent and basically just wants me to lower my price so he can get paid faster and move on. I hear that criticism all the time. But let me be clear, no matter who your agent is, no matter how amazing they are, if your house is overpriced in this market, it's not going to sell, period. Buyers are nervous, there's economic uncertainty, and in most parts of the country, inventory is growing, not just here in Southern California and Los Angeles, California, but nationwide. And then you add to that fact that the mortgage rates have remained high throughout this year. So if you look at a chart from 2019 to 2025, you'll see that mortgage rates have climbed from about 3% to about 6.5–7% today here in 2025. And that's a huge increase in monthly costs for buyers, sometimes twice as much. And while buyer affordability has gone down, it's under 16% in Los Angeles County right now, home prices in most areas haven't. And that gap is what's creating that tension in today's marketplace. You see, too many sellers are still clinging to this unrealistic expectation. They'll say, hey, you know what? My neighbor sold for this amount and I added new carpet and white paint, so I should get even more. Well, that thinking does not fly anymore. In fact, many appraisers, what we're seeing right now on our own listings, are starting to note in their reports that neighborhoods are declining or seeing a slowdown in demand. And this isn't about ego, it's about reality. And if you truly want to sell your home in today's market, you need to listen to the market. Not your emotions, not your cousin twice removed who's never sold a piece of property in their life. So, if you don't trust your agent, then hire an appraiser to give you an objective opinion. Either way, you need to understand that buyers today are very cautious and they're not going to overpay for your home. Now let's also talk about inventory, because according to the National Association of Realtors, inventory levels have been increasing throughout 2025. And now we're approaching levels that match or even exceed pre-COVID average. And that's the same here in Southern California, where you've seen basically inventory more, not only 100%, but it's about 400% more, right, than what we actually had during the pandemic. So unless mortgage rates right now drop significantly, and this trend is expected to continue where we have the higher interest rates right now, well, guess what? You can expect buyers asking for discounts right now, coming in under the list price. They want to protect themselves from a potential recession. If your home is priced too high or not presented well, it is going to sit. I promise you that. And eventually, you're going to be forced to reduce the price anyway. But here's the problem you're going to face, is the price maybe where you needed to be at the start with. Well, if you reduce to that price, it's a very good chance that the market has already shifted even further. And now you're going to have to make a huge leap to be able to catch up and get in front of the market. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of sellers right now. In fact, another chart comparing buyer demand across Los Angeles County the last few years shows just how low pending home sales are right now. Fewer homes are going under contract than in previous years. So yes, inventory is high, but the sales volume is dropping too. So if your home isn't selling quickly or getting multiple offers, this is why. And let's not forget the emotional side of selling also. It's really, really stressful. You deal with open houses, strangers walking through your home, lowball offers, and negative feedback. It can feel really personal and take a toll on you. But I want you to know you're not alone. This is happening everywhere. Now, the key is to get your home sold as quickly as possible, because the longer it sits, the harder it gets to be able to move your home and get your home under contract. One of the biggest mistakes sellers are making right now is assuming that this is still the same market as 2024. It's not, let me tell you. And one of the hardest parts of my job right now is working with sellers whose expectations are completely out of alignment with reality. They think their home is worth more than there is, and they resist pricing it properly until it's too late. And then we end up chasing the market down. And that's why June is often the month really when things really start to slow down. Every market's different, but I see this here in Southern California. A lot of it just happens to be because so many people are out of town right now on summer vacation because the schools get out earlier and earlier every year. So this is one of the things that we always like to keep an eye on. Every market's different, but this is exactly why you need the right agent on your side. And if you're buying or selling, who you work with really matters right now. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'll just take my house off the market and wait. We actually have a seller like that right now. And that's fine, but remember, waiting has its risks too. Insurance and property taxes are rising, and affordability for buyers is declining. So there's no guarantee that the market's going to improve in a year. In fact, your home, a very good chance it might be worth even less by then. So while waiting might feel like the safe move, it actually could end up costing you a lot more money than you think. So what can you do right now to improve your odds of selling? Here are 5 tips. First, know your market, your local market. Don't rely on national news headlines, right? Study the comps, the days on market, the inventory levels, and the pace of sales in your neighborhood. Whatever agent you are working with should be able to dictate to you all of these statistics, so where you are able to basically see what is happening in its entirety in your actual neighborhood or wherever you happen to be living, right? Second, price your home strategically. I'm advising all of my clients right now to list slightly below market value. Why? Because that generates more interest and often leads to multiple offers and gets the home sold faster. Third, this one is really important, your home's presentation. Clean, a deep clean if necessary. Declutter, stage. That's something that we do complimentary for all of our sellers. Touch-up paint. right? Make some basic repairs, right? Sometimes you may need paint, flooring, all things that you're going to double your investment on. Maybe you have to spend $7,000 to $10,000 to paint the house. Do it. It's going to make a world of difference for you in the long run. Fourth, really important, partner with a proactive agent. You want somebody who's actively marketing, analyzing data, and giving you feedback, not just someone who sticks a sign in the yard and waits. So fifth, be flexible. Be flexible with closing dates, repairs, terms. We're in a buyer's market now, and you have to work with buyers if you truly want to sell. So, can you sell in your home in this market? Absolutely. But you have to adjust your mindset and strategy. And I'd love to kind of hear from you how your local market's doing. Let me know in the comments what's happening in your neighborhood here in Southern California in the greater Los Angeles area. And if you found this video helpful, definitely please subscribe to our channel. I'm working really hard to get to that 10,000 subscriber mark right now, and your support really means the world to me. So thanks so much for watching. I'm Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group, and I'll see you in the next video.